Did you get a chance to watch my previous video? No? No worries, neither did I. Anyways, I've been hearing a lot of feedback from people on what it takes to brainstorm a video from start to finish, expand that idea further, and then eventually turn it into a piece of content that you can post on your social media channels for your community or for your SDR role. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to brainstorm an idea, break it out further, execute upon that idea, edit that video, create a thumbnail, and more. Check it out.
All right, so hopefully you guys can see my video here on Zoom. So just titled it How to Brainstorm My Video Idea. And so this theme is going to be a Halloween theme video. And what you pretty much want to break down is like, what is the overall message? What is the overall theme of this video, right? It's always good to just plan ahead because you're basically writing a mini story in this video. And so being able to think about this ahead of time will be really helpful because you're very purposeful with what you're doing. And so the theme of this video is, is Halloween a marketing tradition? So the theme that I want to get across and talk about with the audience is just talking about Halloween and how that relates to like marketing and sales, right? This is the overall theme. And so from this, we want to unpack some like talking points or maybe some, topics that I want to cover in this. So, rule of 3, try to keep it like 3. It's simple. It's a nice number. And so what are some talking points that tie into this theme, right? So I'm going to be wearing a costume, so I might want to wear that down, like wear a funny costume. The next thing you'll want to do is I want to talk about how candy sales are through the roof during COVID. I think I saw an article on Google that said that like even though that COVID's happening, candy sales are through the roof. And I might also want to add maybe like candy is mainly sold during November/October months, which might be relevant to the theme, right? Is Halloween a marketing tradition? The next talking point I want to talk about is like brand collaboration with costumes, right? So like, a lot of costumes are affiliated with brands, right? So I might want to talk about like Party City, right? And the array of costumes that are, like you can find a WWE costume or you can find a Spider-Man costume, right? Like there are companies that own this brand and it's basically licensing, right? So talk about like licensing. And last but not least, I think I'm going to probably talk about, let's see here, nostalgia, right? Like how does Halloween make us feel? Like we always think about our childhood, where we always want to make it a special one for our kids and our younger cousins. And so I think from our main theme here, which is Halloween a marketing tradition? Yes. And we have some talking points. Now we sort of have our skeleton of what we're going to talk about. So I literally will get on here and just, now I have like a script of what I'm going to talk about. And so the next step here would be to plan to record and capture this. So some things that you want to look out for is like, okay, so how can I like start talking about this? So again, like your overall message and theme should be like the top priority of the video. And so I might start off the video by literally asking this question. So is Halloween a marketing tradition? Sorry for the misspelling here. And then I'll kind of go into it and give like a quick intro about myself. So now I'm planning about like, okay, what am I actually going to say? But I don't need to write things verbatim. I'm just going to write a mini skeleton, right? And then, is Halloween a marketing tradition? Then I'm going to go into my intro. Then I'm going to maybe just give like my personal experience, right, with Halloween and how like it's a unique time because of COVID, right? Kind of like set the stage for our first talking point. then you can kind of go into your talking points. So talking point 1, then 2, then 3, and then we're going to finish off our video with, you know, some sort of call to action, either to like subscribe or like if you found this video helpful, and, you know, just thanking the audience, and that's pretty much it. And so from here, we can literally, now that we've brainstormed, we've taken just a few minutes to decide, you know, what we're going to say and how we're going to say it. Now, the next step here would be into executing upon this. All right, so you're watching me do some editing here. Really, at its core, what editing is just taking all of the layers and footage, raw footage that you recorded, and just sewing it all up together. If you can, capturing really good audio really does make a good difference and can make it just your videos look 20 times better, but it is something that you might have to invest in. What I'm doing here is just listening through, cutting, splicing, you know, the start and the end of the video, making sure that there aren't any like errors or anything that looks funky, and really just taking my time here. And this is, you know, really where the magic happens. But that's, for the most part, that's pretty much it. But as long as you have something like iMovie or Windows Media Editor or whatever, you know, I'm using DaVinci. This is a little bit more like professional grade and more complex, but I've used iMovie, especially on my phone, and it's perfect. So this is pretty much editing, just tying all the pieces together and making sure everything looks good. Another thing that you can add that'll make your videos really great is a thumbnail, right? Like a picture over your video as it's on social. And you can do this on canva.com. They already have pre-measured sizes, and you can add cool little, you know, clip arts and images and graphics. But again, this is a thumbnail. You can do this on canva.com.
To make a long story short, the main essence of getting yourself to just produce content is really just brainstorming an idea, breaking that out using like a hamburger model, right? Using like 3 topics: an opening, close, call to action, getting all of your ideas recorded in raw footage. That's why they call it raw, because you're collecting it raw, but that's okay, because in post, when you're editing, you have the opportunity to cut, add music, add different layers, which I'm happy to go further with you as well. But overall, it's very simple. Just have an idea, write it down, expand it further, and use that as an outline when you actually try to produce and execute upon that. Hope this was helpful.